All right, hey everybody, it's Mina. So today, what I'm going to be showing you, the alteration that I'm going to be showing you is um, this client. Unfortunately, I do not have a before picture of her in the dress to show you the alteration or to show you the defect. Um, but if you can just kind of visualize it, I'm sure that you other seamstresses may have the same issue with the client. But so from the waist, about 3 inches down, there's this um, extra fabric that's just gathering there that does not lay flush up against her from her waist till about 3 inches down. So because of the sequins and all of that, I did not want to remove the zipper, then have to take off the sequins and then, put them back on, rebeat them back on. So I'm going to do a little quick fix. And there's two ways that you can do this. One of the ways I've already done, and you can see I did it by hand. But the second option I'm going to do is, what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to take this fabric from the waist right here, about 3 inches down, and I'm going to gather that fabric. I'm going to pull it up. I'm just going to shorten it, this fabric in this area, so that it lays flush up against her side, her back side, so it'll be like seamless. So instead of having that fabric that's just, it keeps rising up, I'm going to just simply just gather it up. And I've done one technique already, and you can probably see like the little wavy zipper, but I didn't really care too much for this technique, because if I did it on both sides, it's going to be kind of hard for her to zip it up. And I didn't want to like ruin the zipper or anything. But if you can kind of see, it's laying flat right here, but the side that I have not done already, it's still, you can see it's kind of, it's just not laying flat. But I can see actually the part that I've gathered here, it looks like it's gonna lay flat. So I'm gonna take that out, and I'm gonna try another technique where I'm gonna put some elastic alongside the zipper. And what that's going to do is it's going to give her some flexibility instead of the hand stitches by hand. And then I think it's going to be able to zip up a little bit more because of the elasticity from the elastic that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using, I believe this is like a 1/4 inch elastic, and I'm going to use, now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go up in the dress where the zipper was inserted at. And what I'm going to do is I'm really just going to sew the elastic on the zipper, right here on the zipper, on this part of the zipper, on that. It looks like it's probably about 5/8 of an inch, about 5/8 of an inch. I'm going to sew it on there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that elastic from the waist down here. So when she puts it on, it's going to really conform to her where that extra space is gathering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside the dress, make sure it's unzipped, and I'm inside where you would put the zipper on, right in here. And I'm trying to get to the zipper on this side. I'm trying to get to that zipper right here, because that's where I'm going to put the elastic. So I'm going to turn this inside out, wrong side out. Now I already put a little pin so I can kind of feel right in here. So that's, and then this is the zipper. I can feel the zipper. So I want to get that extra fabric where the zipper is. And I'm going to be going down to about right here. So I'm going to start at the waist, and then I want to end like right about here. So I am going to, I think it might be better to sew it from this side going up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that there, that elastic there. And then I'm just going to pull it. I'm going to stretch that elastic right here. And you see, once I let it go, it's going to gather. All right, so that's going to tell me how much elastic that I'm going to need. And for this alteration, I'm going to need about, what is that? About 1.5 inches. So I'm going to cut another piece for the other side. 1.5 inches. Set that to the side. And again, I'm just filling for that. And then I'm just going to stretch it on down. And I'm sewing that right next to the zipper, right on that extension of the zipper. And then again, once I'm done, I sew that down. I'm going to do a zigzag stitch. And then again, what that's going to do is once it's sewn down, it's going to gather up like that. So when she puts it on, it's going to conform to her. All right. So I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine and do this simple alteration. Instead of cutting the elastic in 1.5 inch sections, I just brought over the whole package, and I'm just going to actually lay it where I need to lay it, and I'm going to stretch as I go. All right, so here's the area that I need to lay the elastic. So this, right now we're at the bottom. I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to work my way up to the waistline, which is going to be right about here. And that's the area that I'm going to be gathering. All right, so I am going to start just kind of filling around. I can feel my zipper. I'm going to place my elastic right there. And place it right there at the waistline. And I'm just going to give it a couple of stitches. Oh, looks like my thread came out, so I need to rethread. All the behind the scenes things that happen. All right, so make sure when you thread, pull your thread out a good length so that doesn't happen to you. All right, so again, I'm going to place my elastic here. And then give it a couple of stitches, lock my stitch, and from this point I'm going to anchor my needle down in there, and I'm going to pull the elastic. And if you're using your zipper foot, you won't be able to do a zigzag stitch. I know I said earlier that I was going to use a zigzag stitch, but because I'm using my zipper foot and because the zipper is right here, I can't use my all-purpose foot. So using the zipper foot, and we're just going to do a straight stitch, and you can see that I'm pulling the elastic. I have my needle anchored in the elastic, And I'm just going to pull. And I'm sewing up to the waistline. So I'm pulling that elastic. And that's so that area, so that I can gather that area. Okay. Gather that little section that's sticking out. Okay, I'm right there. I'm going to back stitch. All right. Go ahead and cut that off. All right, so you all can see that this area right here, you'll see it's not straight, it's gathered right there. So again, when she puts this dress on, it's going to conform to that area that was sticking out. Okay. All right, so now you'll see that. So again, this is the side that I did the hand sewing on. I just did a gathering stitch right here. And I just wanted to like compare and contrast. And you can see that the zipper is kind of like wiggly right there. And I know initially I did both sides like this, but to zip it up was kind of hard to zip up. So I thought to put elastic in here. So that's what I did with this side. And you can still see that the zipper is kind of wiggly, but it's a little bit more flexible and it'll be easier to zip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take these gathering stitches out and I'm just going to apply the same method here. So try to zip it up. It's even easier to zip now that I put the elastic on this side. So once she tries this on, this little section right here should conform from her waist down here. It should lay flat on her back side. All right, so if you like this tutorial, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, so where you see the arrow is where the fabric was rising up and it was sticking out. So after the alteration has been completed, she no longer has that fabric sticking out. It is laying flush and flat up against her backside. Thank you so much for watching.